the Native Wellness Institute's Power Hour, and this is our late night today. We are very excited to have some very special guests today. We have Shani Bear Cub, we have Nikki, Pitre, we have Supaman, and we have Louie who will be joining us tonight. So we are so excited to have all these guests. And tonight is going to be welcome, and we're going to be brought to you by the NICWA program and the Noise Foundation. So the National Indian Child Welfare Act and the Noise Foundation are the ones who sponsor the late nights and sponsor all of what the Native Wellness Institute does. And we also have our technical assistants, Shailene and Jeline in the back. And so this late night show, I wanted to start off and just remind you guys that did you guys all take your 2 sprays today? I think it was recommended that this is going to cure the COVID. I'm just teasing. You don't do that. So anyway, so I'm excited to have our first guest join us, and that is Shani Bear Cub. Shawnee is from the Colville Confederated Tribes. She's lives in Airway Heights, Washington, and she is a survivor of COVID-19. And that's the reason why I wanted to have Shawnee come on to our show tonight. So Shawnee, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, LoVina. Tilchas.
Till fast. So Shawnee, can you tell all of our viewers a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Shani Bear Cub, and I'm a member of the Colville Confederated Tribes, and I currently live in Airway Heights, Washington, but I'm originally from Nispelum. I'm also the descendant of the Assiniboine Sioux in northeastern Washington.
Awesome. So welcome to our late night show, Shawnee. And Shawnee, so can you tell us about your experience with COVID-19?
Okay, so first of all, I just want anybody watching right now that's by themselves and or people affected right now in our tribal communities to know that you're not alone, and I want you to know that we're thinking about you and we're praying for you. I think that's so important because we as a tribal community are in groups and sometimes in groups in multi-generational families. And when we're afflicted by COVID, we're told to go be alone, right? So
Yeah.
to be alone and to quarantine and isolate. And so that's kind of what I went through for myself was I was alone, and I initially thought that I was sick with like a head cold, and it gradually progressed. And so I know that there's a lot of information online about from the CDC about a fever and a cough, and I don't want to create any panic or anything like that, but I ended up just getting really sick, thinking it was a head cold sinus infection, but it took a gradual number of days before it progressed into something really that I knew I was in trouble with. But I was affected by it as well as 4 other of my family members that are still trying to recover. And right now, my mom is alone and by herself on the Colville Reservation. She was one of the first COVID patients that tested positive and one of the first positive cases on the Colville Indian Reservation. And I want to thank all the family and friends that came to support her and came to support my family when we were all going through it. COVID is something that should be taken very seriously, especially on the reservations, because we are knowledge keepers, and so we can't afford to lose any one of our people. You know, we've made it this far. We've made it through pandemics before. We made it through biological warfare. We've made it through war, intergenerational traumas, and right now, as a group, we all need to be compassionate and caring and get through this together. So,
Right.
yeah.
Well, and Shawnee, and I grew up on the Colville Reservation, my whole life. So when I heard that your mom had it, and then Charles got it, and his son, and their little baby, we were praying for them. And
Thank
so,
you.
can you just talk a little bit about what Charles did to battle this virus?
Okay, so my brother he practices sobriety. He's also a cancer survivor, And so he has to refrain from any type of, medications, even something as simple as Tylenol to help with any type of illness management. But he's also a traditionalist, and I'm very proud of him for
Mhm.
that. So as he was going through his COVID experience, he had a good friend of his, Dan and Napkin, and I want to give a shout out to Dan for doing what he did. We're a
Yes.
traditional family, and so we seek traditional remedies through our oral histories and our, our knowledge keepers that tell us how to go about taking care of ourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. So my brother built a
Mhm.
sweat house, and that was his medicine, was to visit the sweat. And from he's posted videos on his social media. His name is Charles Thomas. I think
Yep.
they're public videos, but he talks about his experience, and he built a sweat house on the side of my mom's home, to be specifically used for healing for himself and our family members at large. And what's going to happen with that sweat house is it's our healing center. It's been used, and it will be dismantled accordingly, with our spiritual convictions and what we need to do with our proper protocol. And I think that, we tend to lose sight of those things when we're in
Mhm.
this modern world. We want medicine, we want answers, but what we do as Indian people is go back to who we are and find those resources. And I'm really proud of him for that.
Yes. And Shawnee, I've seen Dan's posts, going to build that sweat and build the fire, but being protected, wearing gloves and a mask and taking all the precautions and I watched your video, Shawnee, man, when you were doing your Facebook lives. I was home, but I was crying and I was praying for you, and I felt so bad for you knowing that you were all alone, and
Yeah,
I wanted to just give you a big hug and tell you, Johnny, you're gonna be okay,
yeah.
and you're so beautiful, and so so what are you doing now, Shawnee, to do for your wellness? Like, what are
Okay,
you doing?
so my day always begins and ends in prayer, and I think that that's paramount to maintain like good mental and emotional health and strength. Is my relationship to Hawaiian Chutin or Kulin Chutin, to the Creator. But going back to what you said about being alone, I'm glad you brought that up, because as Indian people, we need touch. We believe in touch is
Yes.
medicine.
Yeah.
In our language, you call it to chuchum somebody. To chuchum is to just love and hold and touch, and to have that level of intimacy, whether it's grandmother to grandchild, or father to son. And when you're all by yourself, you're lacking that chuchum, so you have to like learn to find the inner strength to chuchum yourself and to reach out to your friends, whether it's a phone call. But I just want everyone to know that, you're not alone if you feel alone, even if
Mhm.
you're self quarantine alone. There's people such as myself, someone like LoVina, and thank you very much, because that was a very trying time in my life, and I'm really thankful to be here. And and I just want to say that I want to give like a minute I want everyone to reflect on all the points that we're talking about tonight, and to reach out to their loved ones, call them on the phone. I think we're all sitting here thinking we're by ourselves, like wondering, what is that household doing over there? Am I really by myself, or who's, just call each other, provide that
Yeah.
comfort. And so I do that with my friends. Just trying to get my nutrition back, because after I went through it, and you saw the videos, and I was
Yeah.
demonstrating the videos, because the other point I wanted to make was, my mom was the first COVID on the Colville Reservation, but she did the right thing. She got tested, as we're all told, go get testing. And she should be revered for her decision to do that and to go public. As a family and as a group, we decided to go public, but it was for the benefit of the community. We acted responsibly with what we were dealing with. We did everything we were supposed to do, and hoping that we could help the community come forward. And there's a lot of people out there, due to our communities. I mean, there's a lot of love and compassion and support, but then at times, with Indian people, we're scared. When we don't know things, we're scared of
Mhm.
things. So
Yeah.
we withdraw, we don't participate, we don't understand, and we deal with things quietly and in the comfort of our own homes. And I want to encourage people to go get a test if you need a test. Don't be ashamed of yourself for getting the help that you need. Don't be afraid to talk about it. Take care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. That's really important. And act responsibly.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely. Well, Shawnee, thank you so much for being our guest tonight. And
Thank you.
we're very limlim, shinchas paus talichas. Thank you from my heart
Yeah.
for being a guest.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
we're continue to send you prayers.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
so now we're gonna go and we're gonna move on to our next guest, and our next guest comes all the way from the Crow Nation. He is an amazing artist, and I mean, if you look up Supaman on Instagram and on Facebook, he has millions of likes and millions of followers, and you know I have had the honor to have him come to the Coeur d'Alene Reservation and to speak to our youth and to empower our youth. And, Superman, you're just an incredible role model. And, I love the video that you guys did with MC1 and Kahara and you. And MC1 will show that sometimes at our conferences. And you're just
Yeah.
such an inspiration, Superman. Um, what why don't you introduce yourselves? I know a lot of people already know you, but introduce
Mm,
yourselves. Tell them who
sure.
you are.
Sure, Rajay. Balasha, we all get my hook. Biashi Chidik and Nawaba Itchish. What's up, my relatives? My name is Christian Parrish, takes the gun, aka Superman. Come from the Apsalagan Nation in Montana, or the Crow Nation is the mistranslation of our people. My Apsalagan name is Aweyage Machala, which means good fortune on Mother Earth, and my clan is the Ashichira, which is the Big Lodge clan. So it's good to be here.
Awesome. So how did you get your start, Superman? What drew you to go into music and to express yourself in that format?
Well, hip hop music, early on, we started listening to it and kind of feeling that vibe, that hip hop gives. And as kids, we listened to the beats and the rhythms. And then we started listening to, the rappers, the MCs, what they were talking about, and they were kind of talking about the inner city and the ghetto, and it's like, hey, they're kind of talking about us guys, we kind of related to it. So it was like they were the voice of the oppressed, and so they kind of were giving us a voice at the same time. So a lot of natives, all over were drawn to hip hop, and so that's when I kind of started getting involved, becoming a break dancer. We started getting our cardboard out, battling each other, and then I love the sound of scratching, and I just became passionate, about that other culture called hip hop, and just started listening to other rappers out there, like who were doing it, and then hearing other natives that were doing it. And we're like, yo, these guys are telling their stories, man. I can sound just as good, like let's
Mm-hmm.
try this out. So we started doing that, and just got more passionate about it. When somebody would encourage us and say, sounds good, sounds pretty good, we're like, oh really, all right, cool. And it kind of kept us going, kept the flame lit.
Yeah. Wow. So in this journey, that like so many young people want to be like you, and so many young people, want to make it in the music industry, and so what would you say was like your biggest moment?
The biggest moment is probably when we went to the VMAs, with Taboo, Black Eyed Peas, this guy's a Grammy, 7-time Grammy award winning, multi platinum, Super Bowl halftime performing, big as you can get artists, and he got us natives together and we did that song for Standing Rock. We put that out and we got nominated, for the MTV VMA. And then that was just like mind blowing to be as an artist, to be on that level of whatever, success or fame, whatever accomplishment. And then we went to the VMAs, and so to be in that realm where you saw DJ Khaled's over here, Cardi B's over here, and we're with this dude, Taboo from the Black Eyed Peas, like mine was just kind of blown. I think that was a big part, but I think the biggest part was coming home after we won the VMA and just having my kids come up to me and say, I'm proud of you, Dad. Good job. I think that was the biggest part. That was bigger
Yeah.
than the award itself. Was that I did something, that made my family proud of me. Like that was like the biggest reward that I could, biggest accomplishment musically, I guess.
Wow. That, like I have me and Dwayne have kids and I mean, yeah, I could totally see how cuz you sacrifice a lot because you have to go out on the road and you're gone a lot of the time, right? So I
Yeah.
can see that that would really like mean something for your kids and recently I just met Casey Nicholson and he said he lives really close to you. Are you guys are, kind of
Yeah.
neighbors? So
Yeah,
so
he's like
what
my neighbor, man. Yo, give me some sugar, man. All right, I bought some salt. You got a couple eggs. Yeah.
yeah. So what's it been like with this epidemic in your part of the country? How have you guys been dealing with it? Are you going crazy or I know for a lot of us like our work stopped, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yep.
so that's been a big stress for a lot of us who do presentations and consulting and but
Mm-hmm.
how has it been for you guys?
For me, it's almost like prayers answered. I mean, as weird as that sounds, for years I've been doing this work, and we're used to saying yes to everything. We go, we got to
Yeah.
provide for the family. This is what we do.
Yep.
So we condition ourselves to always take those opportunities and go, and so I had to I was getting so many opportunities that I was still used to saying yes to everything, and I was missing time with my family. I was like,
Yeah.
man, I need to slow down. I need to, just take a year off, or like I was not balanced. I wasn't
Mhm.
balanced like in my spirit. I needed to be home, and so I was looking towards doing that. Like this year, as a matter of fact. And so when all this came, I was like, hey, shoot, I'm forced into this. I'm forced into being home, relaxing,
Yeah.
like slow down, relax, enjoy your family. Don't worry about running the rat race, so it's
Yeah.
good for me. But Montana is such a big place, it's rural. There's not a whole lot of cases, I guess you could say. It's pretty low in the nationwide statistics.
Wow. So did you want to share something with
Oh,
everybody?
we lost I can't hear you.
Oh, did you want to
Technical
share?
difficulties.
I wanted to see if you want to
I do
share.
sign language. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, I can't hear you. It's like I have to read your lips.
Sing. Do you want to sing a song or
Okay, I don't understand what you're saying.
okay. So so like
Oh, share
yes.
some music.
Yes, yes, yes,
Oh,
yes, yes,
okay.
yes.
All right. I'll do a acapella. I'll do a acapella. I got it written down. If I fall off, just cut me off. So it goes like this. This is a new acapella here. Attention, everybody. This land was stolen. That's why I jump on this mic like scolding. I'm golden, and your flow is trashy. To the man who stole my antidepressants, I hope you're happy. So come and get your love like Redbone. I'm lit when I spit. You better smudge your headphones. They wanting more bars like when they stuck in the dead zone. But this ain't death. I'm repping it nice. Call me the judge, cause you get sentenced to life. Crow Agency, you messing with a res vet. I like the game of bowling cause we knocking down rednecks. Nah, I'm making fun. Maybe them racist ones. No, just put away them guns and start the hating, son. I ain't trying to be the hostile who shot ya. I got no beef, man. Impossible Whopper. Never took a shot of the vodka, we rocking it proper. I think I'm done rhyming. They say don't quit your day job, but I wrote this with the sun shining. Yo, I'm hotter than the sun's core, still fancy dancing, so you know they wouldn't want more. So I'll give it to 'em and spit a verse. Shout out to my sisters, beaded earrings and ribbon skirts. Till I'm in a hearse, we only got one chance. Gotta get this off of my chest. Call it Sundance. I don't
Ooh.
rap for nothing. I'm from a place where the kids say, that's my cousin. Hey, yo, what they say about you, I don't care. Billy Eels, I'm only here to count cool. I bounce through, yo. It's quite simple. These bars go over your head like limbo. They say, bro, yo, your raps could make it, but forget that native stuff, man. Not that sacred. Hey, hey, oh, oh. Round of applause. Round of applause.
Yay! Can you hear me? I don't know if you can. Woohoo! That was awesome.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. And I guess we'll be switching now. We'll be switching
Yep.
now. Okay. All right. Thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
listening. Stay
Lean
tuned.
lips.
Oh.
Oh. Wow, that was so awesome to get to hear from Supaman. He is like such an inspiration. And if you don't know, I just recently ordered a Good Medicine sweatshirt and t-shirt off of his website. You can get his he has cups and stickers, and he has all kinds of really cool stuff. So that was dope, Robert Johnson said. And again, I'm sorry about this. I'm not as hip hop, I guess, as everybody else, but my husband told me he's not gonna sing, he's gonna rap. I'm like, okay, well, that was an awesome rap. That was so cool. Thank you so much. So now we're gonna invite to come on screen Mrs. Nicki Santos. And Nikki, I'm not even going to try to say your last name because I think I might have said it wrong. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally messed that up. So I'm not even going to say it because I don't want to look like all crazy. But Nikki is one of my most beautiful sisters. She is a member of the Shishtichuam Coeur d'Alene tribe, and she currently became the director of NEA. And so I'm so excited and happy for her because I know our tribe was trying to bring her home, and I think there were other forces happening, and that kind of pulled her back to Washington, D.C. So her and her husband and their beautiful daughter live in Washington, D.C. So Nikki, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody?
Sure. My name is Huele, which means meadowlark, and my given name is Nicki Pitre. I'm Coeur d'Alene, LoVina is my sister, and I'm also a mother. My daughter's name is Appleton Raymond's Itten, which means carries the medicine. Like LoVina said, I live and work in the land of the Piscataway and the Pamunkey people, which is known as Washington, D.C. I'm also the director at the Center for Native American Youth, housed at the Aspen Institute. So thank you so much for having me.
Awesome. So Nikki, so you're like in the heart of this country of Washington, D.C., where like everything, you know, all the big decisions are made and everything's going on. And so I brought a special, I didn't know if you needed a squirt or...
That's okay. I got the hand sanitizer too. I'm good, girl.
Okay, so I'm sure we're good, right? We should be good. But I just, you know, I wanted to check in with you, and as I was trying to come up with my list of who I wanted to have on tonight, you were one of the first people who popped into my head because of the work that you do. And, you know, like Native Wellness Institute, we're a nonprofit. And so, you know, I was just curious, like how is that, this whole epidemic, how is it impacting you guys?
Yeah, so the Center for Native American Youth is a policy program housed at the Aspen Institute, and we were founded in 2011. And you know, like any other organization, we were hit hard by this pandemic, but we did what we continue to do, is that we turned to Native youth, and we wanted to make sure that their voices and concerns were heard and that they were empowered to share with us what was going on in their communities. With that, we created a call for Native youth response, because we had seen so many webinars in different national organizations providing information, but what was lacking was a Native youth narrative. And so we invited youth from throughout the country. It's continuing on, so any young people who are listening, or anybody who has nieces or nephews that want to share how their youth are staying safe and being healthy in their community, please share that with us. So we also created an open letter to Native youth that kind of breaks down what COVID means. You know, that way somebody who is maybe in their teens that takes care of their grandparents, that doesn't understand the language going on in the news, and also reminds them to turn to their culture and to remember those ancestral teachings and, you know, rely on that strength during this time. Lastly, we're creating a series that is very similar to this, and I cannot wait to partner with the Native Wellness Institute on a webinar series called Tell the Native Youth, which we are going to have run by Native youth, for Native youth, to talk about issues amid COVID-19 that are important to them: physical well-being, mental well-being, taking care of community, culture and language preservation, and more. So looking forward to working on that.
Wow, that's awesome. So during this, what has what kind of inspired you um to go into this field, to work with young people?
Yeah, so I think as a lot of Indigenous people, we're raised by knowing, and it's kind of within us that everything that we do, it's not for ourselves, it's for our people. And so I've always carried that with me. Everything that I do, it's always for my people. And my perspective had really changed when I became a mother. And I'm sure you felt the same way, or maybe other people listening, that everything changes when you become a parent and you see the world differently. And so recognizing the power at the Center for Native American Youth and the programs that we have for young leaders, I want to protect and preserve them for something that my daughter would want to be a part of. And so seeing that through her eyes, I think just really, it's something that I'm incredibly passionate about. I love my career and I'm grateful for every experience, but I'm also very grateful for every door that was closed, or maybe opportunities that didn't work out the way that I had thought that they would. And so I'm so grateful and honored to be at the Center for Native American Youth. And everything that I do, I always try to carry myself in a way, and LoVina, I'm sure you're familiar with this too, is that we have to lead from our heart and we have to speak from our heart. And I try to bring that with me every day in my work.
That's so beautiful, Nikki. And I know that, Creator, there's been times when both of us are trying to help, different young people, and, but it's just that, empowering and opening the doors for them, because we want a better future for our children. And you just said that beautifully. And so that's awesome. So what is the what is something that really, like, you really made an impact, and it really, you really felt like, wow, this is like, this was the moment, or you know what I mean? Like, I know becoming the director, like, was like a big deal, right? Like, you're like, whoa, I was like super excited for you. But like, you're a young woman, and you're in DC, and you're helping people, at that level. And a lot of our conversations, we talked about, like, you coming home or staying out there, and it's like, but Nikki, you're making a difference, and you're doing so much there too. And so what do you feel like has been, where have you made the biggest difference?
I've been fortunate enough to travel to, and for that I'm very grateful. But I think that a memory that stands out the most for me was when I was 21 years old, and I first came to Washington, D.C. as a full-time unpaid intern for a very large organization where I was probably the only Indigenous person there. And I just really struggled. I was in a space that was very unfamiliar to me. Nobody looked like me. And my chairman and vice chairman and several others came out to DC, as many tribal councils do. And they invited me to attend some Capitol Hill meetings. And I had never met with a member of Congress before, so I was really nervous. And what do I do? What do I say? And we must have been walking from the House buildings to the Senate buildings. And when you do that, you walk across the United States Capitol. And I remember our vice chairman, well, now chairman, Ernie Stensgar, turned to me and he said, you're the third generation in your family that I've walked across this Capitol with. And I remember at that moment just feeling so proud, because I was walking in a space that people in my family before me had walked in. And I'm sure that he probably doesn't even remember saying that to me, but I felt so validated and I felt so empowered. And that was probably the first time I felt like I belonged in that space. And now flash forward, 11, 12 years, our Auntie Deb Holland had reminded me recently that, we belong in these halls. This is the land of the Piscataway and the Pamunkey people. This is Indigenous land. These buildings that we see here, we're still on Indigenous land. So I think those are two prominent memories that stand out to me.
Oh, wow. That is so amazing. And I know your mom, and they're watching. Maria's watching, and your mom's watching. So hi, Teresa. Hi, everybody. And I know they're just so proud of you, Nikki, and everything that you've done. And so what are you and your family, what are you guys doing to protect yourselves during this epidemic? Like, how, as a mom, as a wife, how are you guys handling everything?
Yeah, so every day I take time out for myself. I go run every single morning, rain, sun, windy. In fact, tomorrow I'm scheduled to hit 100 miles for the month of April. And so I know. So I do it social distancing, stay far away from other runners throughout the National Mall. But
Okay, Nikki, say that one more time. You're about to hit how many miles?
100 miles in the month of April. Yes.
Awesome.
So through COVID-19, the real MVP has been my running shoes. And so just encourage everybody to take that time for yourself. The only wrong type of self-care is no self-care. So do what you need to do, run, do yoga, meditate, pray, turn to your culture. That's what our culture is made for, times like this. So I've been practicing our language a lot. I've been sewing a little bit, spending so much more time with my daughter. And that's been, I couldn't ask for anything more. So.
Wow. So is there anything else you want to share with everybody?
You know, I just remember, you know, to count our blessings and to remember that when times get rough, I think about, you know, what our grandmas must have gone through or what our ancestors must have gone through and how they're so tough and they were preparing for moments like this. And so let's remember to leave that legacy for the next generations. Let's continue to be tough and to continue to keep moving forward in a good way for the next generation.
That's beautiful. Well, Lim Lim Chinchas Paus Telichas, thank you from my heart, Nikki, for your words, for sharing. And, you know, I get so much inspiration from you to, you know, take care of myself. And I think that's been one of the things for me, you know, I was not exercising as much as I should have been. And I was getting, you know, that around the belly fat. You know? And so, you know, but when this whole epidemic hit, I was like, man, I need to exercise. Like, you know, and so there's like Talina and you, like, there's certain people that okay, I can do this, you know, like I can get off that little thing. And, you know, I did stairs the other day, about killed me. I was like, my butt hurt, my thighs hurt, like everything hurt.
What was that joke we had? But first of all, I walk with Creator every day. That's exercise.
Yes, first of all, I walk with Creator. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Nikki, for joining us tonight. I love you.
I love you so much, sister. Good to see you.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, that was exciting to be able to have Nikki on with us. She's such a beautiful person, and you know, she's young and she's a go-getter, and she comes from a strong line of strong women and men from the Coeur d'Alene tribe, and so it was an honor for us to have her tonight. So my next guest, he is here. I'm hoping that he can hear me. But Tony, my next guest is Tony Louie. And Tony is a young man from the Caldwell Confederated Tribes. He was born and raised in Inchalim, and he's an artist. He plays the guitar. He has a very similar sound to Jim Boyd. And, you know, Jim Boyd is also from the Caldwell tribe, and he passed away a few years ago. And that was a really hard time for the Caldwell tribe. He was so well known. He was a tribal leader. And, but it's just so exciting to see Tony and James Pacotis, you know, trying to make their way like Supaman and in the music world. And so I'm just really excited. I'm not sure where he's at. I'm gonna just give me 1 second, Tony. So, but Tony's I've heard some of his music, and I want to work on a song with him, that would be for oh yeah, my husband said it, and he's a basketball player. He's an awesome athlete, and but we're working, and we want to work on a song with him that would be very similar to. It has the melody of the rose, but it's a song that we had written that Creator had given to me for my sister Dolly when she passed away. So that's something that we want to work on, and we're just excited about that. But I hope everybody's doing good. We're excited to have you guys all on tonight, and I know there's a lot of states around the nation who have stay-at-home orders, and this has been a big challenge for many of us as Native families. So I'm super excited to have Tony here with us tonight, and so we're just gonna share the screen, and hopefully, yeah. So you were on, buddy. Sweet. So perfect timing, huh? Yeah, I was screaming at you. Oh, was you? I'm on Tony, Tony. All your grandkids are too loud. So this is Tony. So Tony, do you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Yeah, my name's Tony Louie. I'm a Colville tribal member from Inchland, Washington. Singer, songwriter, all sorts of different music. But yeah, that's my Aunt LoVina. So she asked me to do this, so to wrap things up and bring some good medicine to everyone out there, and hope you guys are staying safe, staying sanitary, and wanted to sing one of my Uncle Jim Boyd's songs for you guys, just to bring you guys some good medicine.
Awesome.
This one's off Smoke Signal, so you guys should all know it.
And we're on the Coeur d'Alene Reservation.
Yeah, well, it's only fitting that we
that we sing this song. Yeah. Or that, not me, but Tony sings this song.
Yeah, and LoVina better join in. Sometimes, Father, you and I, like a three-legged horse, can't get across the finish line. No matter how hard he tries and tries and tries. And sometimes, Father, you and I, like a warrior, can only paint half of his face. The other half cries and cries, 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 cries. Can I ask you, Father, do you know how much farther we have to go? Can I ask you, Father, do you know how much farther we have to go? Father and Father, Father and Father, till we know. Father and Father, yeah, how much farther, till we know. Sometimes, Father, you and I, like two old drunks, spend their whole lives in the bar, following down all those lies and lies. Sometimes, Father, you and I are like dirty ghosts, wear the same sheets every day. There's one more piece of us just dies, dies, dies. Can I ask you, Father, do you know how much farther we have to go? Can I ask you, Father, do you know how much farther we have to go? Father and Father, Father and Father, till we know. Father and Father, Father and Father, till we know. Father and Father, Father and Father, yeah, till we know. Father and Father, yeah, how much farther, till we know. Wichita, give me ra, Horanico, Horanico, hey, in there now. Wichita, give me ra, hora Nico, in there now. Water, feeling, swimming around my makes me feel glad that I'm not in Wichita. Give me ra, hora Nico, in there now. Wichita, give me ra, hora Nico, in there now. Water, spirit, feeling, swimming around my feet makes me feel like that I'm not dead. Sometimes, Father, you and I, like a three-legged horse, can't get across the finish line. No matter how hard he tries and tries.
Oh, that was awesome! Thank you.
Limit.
Okay, wait. He was like, Auntie, you just want me to sing a song. I'm like, no, you gotta talk. I didn't tell him that because he would have skied out on me. So Tony, so tell everybody, why did you choose to do music? What was your inspiration?
Well, I don't really know if I have like one set inspiration, but all my family's super musical, so it was always just something we kind of did. And I actually ran from it for a lot of years. Just because your whole family wants you to do something, so I'm a rebel at heart. I don't want to do it, but when the creator gives you a gift, it's kind of actually something Auntie said. Aunt Debbie, she said, you know, creator, what he gives us is his gift to us, but we share it with is our gift to creator. So I kind of keep that in my heart to where it's like, it's not really for me, I sing for others to help heal. It's what I can do to help inspire, bring good medicine. So that's kind of what inspires me to keep doing music.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful, and so many of us know Jim Boyd, and so to honor him like that and to sing that, to pick one of his songs, that's so awesome.
Well, see, he grew up like as my uncle, but I didn't start doing music till after he died because like I wouldn't say regret, but it's kind of like that kind of was a wake up call. Like I'll never get to play with him and show him that I actually knew his songs, because he didn't know I could. I like learned all of his stuff, like closet behind doors. I was a closet fan, and I like knew how to play all of his music, but he never knew that, and I never got to share that with him. So it wasn't until after he kind of passed that it kind of set me on this journey with music. And so he's helping guide me, I think, in that realm too. So.
Yeah. Well, one of the coolest pictures I seen was when you and Shelly went to Switzerland.
Yeah.
And so what was that like to go to a whole nother country and to share your music?
It was pretty eye-opening experience, really, because not only do you get the opportunity to like share your music, you get the opportunity to educate people who are really curious about Native culture and just what it means to be Indigenous. So it was my first kind of time having a platform where I was kind of being asked to kind of share our ways, and it's never been what my forte or anything. It's not like I do that for a living, but it was kind of cool getting to share who you are and just to see a group of people so eager to learn about us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was awesome. I enjoyed it. I encourage everyone to leave the res and go see something else.
So what about this whole epidemic? Like, how have you been dealing with that? You're a younger person in this generation, and like, how have you been handling that?
Not well. It's driving me crazy. I get
can't go see all the girls, right?
No snagging in the epidemic. So you gotta You gotta be good.
Well, I did on one of our shows. I said, "Oh yeah, all you guys are getting your quarantine queens."
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Everyone's wiped out. I got left out in the cold. But no, it's kind of been a challenge because like all my gigs got canceled, which is my primary source of income. I kind of been focused on music to be a full-time musician. So live performance is my main source of income, and everything got canceled. So I miss playing, but also uh, the social media has helped because I did like a live concert on Facebook, and then obviously this and a couple other events that they asked me to play. Got a little bit of money and stuff to do stuff for Facebook concerts. So that was kind of different, but it's been challenging. Got to slow down a little bit. But so I was just talking with Auntie about. It was a good time to reflect, and kind of get a deeper appreciation because like I've been on the road, like going hard for about going on 2 years, just playing music, gig after gig, and you get burnt out, and you kind of lose your love or that passion. Like it's kind of disconnected with why enjoy what you do. So not being able to do it was kind of it was a good little setback in a lot of regards because I'm hungrier than ever to get back out there and start doing what I love.
Yeah.
So it's had pros and cons.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for sharing, and everybody out there. It's kind of hard because we can't you can't hear them going, "Yay, good job, Tony!" But you can hear me. So.
You're louder than all of them anyway.
All right, cool. Thanks, Tony. All right, so we're gonna wind on down, and I just want to thank Tony for being here and doing that live performance. That was amazing. And so now we are super excited to have one of the most special guests of the Native Wellness Institute. Gramma is pretty excited to be here with you guys, and this is our special guest. Go, Gramma. Go, Gramma.
Drifting with the wind. Don't know where I'm going. Only know where I've been. This world of confusion can't help but cry. So I keep my illusion. Helps me get by. Hey oh, hey oh, hey oh, hey oh, hey oh, hey oh. This land of misfortune, this land of mistrust. Gotta keep myself going. Can't break down, can't bust. Just follow my heart. It shows me the way. Each day's a new start. Time to be on my way. Yo, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Some say that it's lonely. Some think it's a sin. Some believe in my journey. See them in the end. 'Cause I am a dreamer. My vision's my truth. I'm dreaming for me. I'm dreaming for you. Yo, hey, oh, yo, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, yo. Yo, hey, oh, yo, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. Holy, it's good to be here with you peoples. Oh my goodness, I can't see you, but I feel your warmth of your hearts and your spirit. Grandma here come to talk to you a little bit. I sang that song, because I'm dreaming for you and you're dreaming for me. And that's what heroes do, I want to talk a little bit about that, you see. You see, we have this craziness in this country. It's a craziness. People are going crazy out there. They're going out there yelling, holding up flags. They think that they can even drink Lysol and do those things and they can cure themselves. Oh, they say all kinds of craziness and they think that they're heroes. Oh, lots of people are just being foolish. Foolish, foolish. Oh, their spirits are unrest. You see, us Indian people, our native people, we've been in quarantine, it seems like, since 1491. Holy long time, you see. Yeah, when you do that, it's that you find out lots about yourself. Nonsense going on out there. Holy, those people stay west. I tell you what, those heroes, those like our militaries, our those firemen, first responders, and those doctors and those nurses. Holy, those people's heroes. Oh my goodness, they're putting their lives on the line. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, but I gotta tell you one thing too, but you don't have to do that to be a hero. Sometimes all you have to do is just spend time with your children. I know your children's at home and your parents are going crazy right now. Oh, they're trying to teach them all kinds of lessons and stuff like that. I tell you what, just be with them. You're not a teacher. You're not a teacher. Holy, you're a parent. So be a parent and spend time with them. But read, 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 read. You gotta read. Yeah, holy. How can you be doing these problems when you don't even know how to do them yourselves? How can you help them? You don't know how to do these things. No, holy. Yeah, you just be a parent. Yeah, it's hard enough being a parent as it is, isn't it? Yeah, just go like this. Just go like this because it is. Holy. And so I just want to tell you too, it's like these kids that got graduation. Oh, their hearts are broken because they can't go at graduation. Oh, you see, honor their graduation. Send them some gifts, some loves for the accomplishments. It took them hard time to get out of there. Holy, they've been thinking 12 years, trying all their life, 12 years to get out of that place. Holy, now we need to acknowledge it. Gee whiz, good education. They graduated. They made it. Oh, I didn't graduate till I was 67 years old. I know. Oh, I finally went back. I went to school, got my GED. 67 years old. I know. Holy. Honor those kids. Honor those kids. Those kids are heroes too, you see. Yeah, and to be a hero, just spend time with your kids. Be a good mom, a dad, uncle. Oh, but the greatest thing people don't notice, you can be a hero to yourself. Holy, yeah. Take care of yourself. Be nice to yourself, kind to yourself. Oh, you're beating yourself up enough as it is in that crazy mind that you get. Oh, you get crazy mind. But yeah, be nice and be a hero to yourself. Yeah, you could do that. Grandma, I started doing that too. Holy, you hear me? When you want to heal, you go poop. Yeah, sometimes a lot of people have a lot of poop. You need to poop a lot. Oh, grandma pooped. I did a lot of pooping. That's healing. Get rid of that. You can't hang on to that poop. No, no, no. You know, because every time after you go poop, you feel good now, don't you? Yeah, you know you do. Just go like this because you know you do. Oh, because pooping is healing. You can't hang on to that. Yeah, be your own hero. Be your own hero. Yeah, you don't need to go grandstand, all that stuff. Holy, you can do it just in the your own home, your own house. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you know what? I want to end with this here too. I just ended watching that program, Will and Grace. Oh, I like that program. Those two funny guys. Gee whiz, they just make me laugh. But those two funny guys there, that Will and that other funny guy, I even can't even remember his name, but he makes me laugh. Gee, but those guys, they just being themselves. Holy, we're gonna miss those guys. Gee whiz, but they're around. But I like that because they were just being themselves. Yeah, just like you. You need to be yourself. That's who you are. I had some point, I talked to a sister of mine. We were talking about how do you wear your ending? How do you wear your ending? Oh, yeah, be proud. Wear your ending with pride. Who you are. You've been through lots, People always talk about this trauma, historical traumas and stuff, but we got historical healing. Healing. ancestral wisdom, historical healing. Yeah. Oh, you made it. Gee whiz. Your ancestors made it. To get you here, we made it. We're survivors. Holy, you need to be who you are. Be who you are. And that means I can show you something here. Yeah, you got to, like, you got some smudge here. And sister is talking about that, sometimes just go out, take a little bit of tobacco, and just offer it. Just say thank you. That's all you got to do is just say simply thank you. In your language, whatever that is. Konachi, shwado, salamapo, whatever that is. Please say thank you. Be proud of who you are. Just be proud of who you are. I think last time I talked, I got birds in my front yard. They hatched. Oh, those little birds growing up. Oh, they got their parents there feeding them and everything. They make all kinds of noise. They're just cute. Oh, they're cute. But yeah, I like watching those birds because they're growing up to learn and understand who they are as a bird. Yeah, that they don't want to be a moose or they don't want to be a bear. They're happy just being a bird. Yeah, a small little bird. Yeah, red head, some brown, but that's all. They're happy being a bird, a little bird, whatever bird that is. They're beautiful. They're going to grow up to be a good bird. Yeah, you grow up, be good bird. You grow up, be good, whoever you are. How you wear your Indian. Yeah, be proud. Don't worry about all that other nonsense out there. Yeah, you just take care of yourself. You just take care of yourself. So I think that's all I got to say. This Native Wellness Institute. Oh, those are good kids there. Those are good kids. Holy, yeah, gee whiz. I love all of you. You take care. Oh, yeah, you're just all precious, precious birds. Yeah, you're all precious birds. Yeah, you're not chickens or anything. You're beautiful. You're beautiful. Oh, I'll talk to you later, okay? Turning it over to my sister.
Gunishti.
I can't even see her or hear her, but I know her spirit is out there because her spirit, big spirit. So I'm just going to sign off now. You all have vision, go to sleep, have a good weekend, poop plenty. Poop! Remember, go poop and get some good sleep, okay? Oh, and yeah, that's all I got to say for now. Holy. Oh.
Thank you, Grandma. Oh, that was awesome. So we're going to close out tonight, and we just want to thank you guys for joining us for this late night. I think the inspiration from Superman and Tony, and I asked my sister if she would come in, and we're going to share a song for you guys. This song was a song that the creator gave to me for my sister. Well, it wasn't. It's for my sister Dolly. That we lost. But tonight we want to sing this song for all those who have lost loved ones to this COVID-19, because we know there's so many on the Navajo Nation, the Tulalip Reservation, the Colville Reservation, the different reservations across the United States have lost loved ones to this COVID-19, and I know, a lot of people are scared and they're worried about their loved ones. So to end tonight, and we want to again thank the Noise Foundation, and we also want to thank ICWA, and we'll go ahead and sing this song. Okay, Debbie's being all bashful. Okay, so we're gonna sing this song for you guys, and it's called "You Were the One You Were the One That Had to Go." And we're not singers, so we're kind of stepping outside of our little box just for you guys. Right? Okay. When you see that light shining, you must walk that road alone. You will see our people waiting there on the other Just remember, you're not alone. You will be here in our hearts from now until the end. In our hearts, we will remember all the love, the joy and pain, all the tears, the hope and glory of a life we shared with you. You are the ones who were chosen, the ones who had to go. Our time will come when He desires, but for now we will remain. We will be the ones who carry all the love, the joy and pain, all the tears, the hope and glory of the life we shared with you. Lim lim shkukut katiai. Thank you and Chaspaus Telichas. Thank you from our hearts. We ask that the Creator will walk with you, eat with you, sleep with you, be in your hearts, in your minds, in your spirits, as each and every one of us are home. As we go through each day, I ask that the Creator will be with you. And I just want to thank Creator Kulin Sutton for this song that he gave to me for our sister. And I pray that it will be with all of you out there who are sad and who are hurting. I know Geraldine Ayukes is with us now, and all of her children and grandchildren. And there's just been a lot of deaths everywhere, so we pray for all of you. Lim lim shinchas ba'us telechas. Ho. That's it.